Coming to you live from Xeno of Kano. This is Optimal Play. I am Brandon, and I am back to play more Skytear Horde. As the game gave me a completion table, making me feel the need to complete it. I'm gonna start with one combination on here, mark it off if I win, and see how far I get. I am under no delusion that this is going to be a 144 part video series, so we'll see how long I stick with it. As long as you're watching, hitting the like button and comments to let me know you're enjoying the videos, and as long as I'm having fun playing it, I'll keep chipping away at it. I mentioned last Skytear Horde video, I think, that I was about to go to the Magic Castle. It was a blast. Highly recommend it if you get the opportunity, if you're visiting or live in Los Angeles. I was there for my friend Katie's birthday, and it was like a 24-person group, and the birthday kind of arrangement got us there, access to all the shows and everything there for the whole night. We were there from 5 p.m. to 1 a.m. Saw so many shows that once or twice we saw different performers perform the same trick, which was very funny. I don't think that's ever happened to me. And I saw a kind of a witchy woman performer turn a handkerchief into a dog, like an actual Pomeranian. It's become, this was a week and a half ago now as of when I record this, it's become sort of a running joke of like, where did the dog come from? We're all still talking about it, all still trying to figure it out and pitching theories to each other and stuff. It was amazing. But now it's the Wednesday night here as I record this. I'm going into the Juneteenth long weekend, so thought I'd throw down with a solo game and a Finnish long drink, gin-based cocktail from Finland, I guess, but Costco. Haven't actually had this before. It's tastes like gin, actually, more than you would think. It's 5% alcohol. Yeah, because grapefruit kind of also tastes like gin, but wow, okay, that's gin forward for a canned cocktail. All right, Skytear Horde. So I am playing kind of arbitrarily, although I've practiced it off camera some, the Kurumo Artificers, and the horde that I decided to go against is the Undead. So that will be this spot right here on the chart. I think maybe what I'll do is like circle it if I fail and fill it in if I succeed. And because I'm surely not going to circle back for on-camera second attempts, I think, at any given combination. There's too many of them to do that. Where I landed on difficulty was to play on level 3, where you're playing with just sort of the second tier and one epic monster shuffled in, but I did give it the Undead sort of a support horde. The Renegades are also here. So under the new campaigns rule, you can choose one or more hordes. So I'm playing against the Undead and the Renegades, but I'm calling it like the matchup against the Undead because I am using the Undead Outsider, the Death Dealer, and the Undead Portal, which I need to set up, by the way. It does a nice, gentle start with its stats here, drawing no horde cards and only 1 reinforcement in the first round of the game, but it says, set up, summon 4 skeleton tokens. And these are 1/1 monsters that do not draw me a card when they're dead. So in my experience, you just take some castle damage from these while you slowly deal with them. You can't just go straight to dealing with them because you need to draw some cards and you need to be managing minions as well. Speaking of, let's see, I'm going ahead. I think I've just played this matchup a couple times off camera, and not won it yet. It's tough. We'll see how this goes. But I felt myself kind of getting the hang of it, so I was like, all right, I'll do the video. I've gone ahead and to put 3 life on the minions, so that's including the portal's first reinforce. I guess it's just kind of how I got used to setting it up. Yeah, speaking of drawing enough cards, that's what I have found really challenging with this Kurumo Artificers deck, because it has a lot of 4 mana cost allies in it. And they're good cards, but because for the first part of the game you're getting 4 mana per turn, it means that you're just playing the 1 card, and that just doesn't give you much in the way of a board presence, especially when you're also trying to deal with these skeletons that don't draw a card. It doesn't give you much board presence to like pull in minions and draw cards off of them very early. So that's been the big question mark, is kind of, can I get enough cards drawn to fuel my game plan? So what do we get here? Kurumo's Judgment is great. This is a spell that says if the castle has 10 health or fewer, it reduce its cost by 1, so it would cost 0. But even for 1, I think that against these skeletons, it's great because it has you do 1 damage to 2 different minions, or 2 different monsters. I keep saying minions in place of monsters. We also have this Crystal Salé, however you say it, that gives an ally armor, the Punisher's Blade that gives an ally attack, and a couple 3-cost cards. Oh, the Staunch Momentum. Okay, I'm definitely mulliganing this. This is a late game spell. Scrap Tinkerer I will keep because it's the only ally I currently have in hand, and I don't want to find myself without any allies. And I will keep Kurumo's Judgment. I think the rest of this I gotta mulligan away. The one reason I'm reluctant is that I have found this Punisher's Blade so good with a specific, what are they called? The champions? The champion allies in your deck? The ones that only have 1 copy. Kitschy is its name. It's really good with that. But I think I need to draw more useful allies, so I'm gonna mulligan these 3 cards. Let's see how we do. 3 more 3-costers. Well, that doesn't mean I can play more than 1 per turn, but at least it saves a mana if all I do is play a 3-cost, and that will mean I can get to be playing more cards. I might just use this Judgment right away to clean up some skeletons. I don't know. Let's see how this plays out. Okay, so that's my opening hand. That is my mulliganed deck shuffled. Hopefully Hein Kitschy did not get it in my opening hand, which I would have been very encouraged by. Okay, I've already done the reinforcement for the portal, so I will turn this clockwise. So the next turn on the portal is 2 cards, 2 reinforcements. That's the most painful one. Then it's 0, and then it's 1 and 0, and then 0 and 1 again. So my game plan, and even though I haven't been winning, I think this is a sound plan against this portal, is to try to destroy the portal on its second time around, right before the 2-2 would go off, so that I can take full advantage of all these very slow rounds. And then when the 2-2 is going to go off for the second time, I destroy it and bring in stage 2, which starts with a 2-2 anyway. So that'll be the game plan. For now, that's coming up next. I will gain my 4 mana, and that's it. It is the Alliance phase. So the questions I think are, what ally do I want to play? I have 2 Scrap Tinkerers and 2 Mantis Shadows. Mantis Shadows are a 3/3 that says when you play it, look at the top card of the Horde deck, you may discard it. Scrap Tinkerer is a 2/4 that when attachments, there's lots of attachments in this deck. When they leave play, they get saved under the Scrap Tinkerer, and you can exhaust it to draw cards from beneath it. I don't have any equipment in my opening hand after I mulligan some away, but I think just for like minion management and again drawing cards, I think the Scrap Tinkerer being a 2/4 is the one I want. And so I'm going to spend 3 mana playing a Scrap Tinkerer. And I think to deal with 2 skeletons and prevent 2 repeating damage to the castle, since it would take me a couple turns to get these under control, I think I just go ahead and play Kurumo's Judgment. It says deal 1 damage to up to 2 different monsters in the front line. So I will take out these 2 skeletons, but they do not draw me a card when they're destroyed. That's what their text says. Okay, and so as I do a paranoia check on the technical setup over here. All right, everything looks good. Looks good on the recording. Sorry. That is going to... Oh, I was going to say it's time for the treachery phase, but first I am going to pull in a minion. I think that from playing this matchup a little bit, the Zephalites get sort of targeted by the cards sometimes, so I'm going to try to clear those. Okay, let's go to treachery. We have Gathering Storm. On treachery, the outsider or the portal gains a health. Prioritize outsider. There's no outsider, so the portal's going to gain a health. That is fine. And then as we go down the lanes, Skeleton deals damage to the castle. Skeleton deals the damage to the castle. Nothing, nothing. The Zephylite minions will deal 1 damage to the Scrap Tinkerer, but be defeated, drawing me a card. Okay, it's a 4-cost minion, or 4-cost ally. I swear, I use the word minion for everything in this game. Maybe more alcohol will help. Piney. Okay. Pillage phase. We have 2 minions pillaging. 1, 2. What the? I swear I shuffled. These were two. There's multiple copies also, but these are two of the attachments that I mulliganed away. Damn. That Punisher Blade in particular, I think, is excellent. So I will hope to draw more copies of that. All right, I'm just going to ready my ally. Oh, I didn't mention what my castle does, by the way. It popped into my head as I was readying cards. I can exhaust it to move an attachment from one ally to another ally. For now, I might also be exhausting it to draw a card, playing more of these 3 costs allies. We'll see. But once I get some attachments in play, that's a good way to, like, I find that most useful actually to just sort of keep them alive. If a ally is going to die and that attachment is not going to like make a difference in whether it lives or dies, just move the attachment somewhere else so it doesn't, you don't lose 2 cards. Okay. Horde phase, I'm going to gain mana. Summon 2 cards from the deck. They are a Frost Giant. This says play. Frost Giant deals 3 damage to the castle unless an ally of the alliance choice takes 5 damage. 3 to the castle or lose my Scrap Tinkerer is essentially my choice here, and I think it's got to be the 3 to the castle. 1, 2, 3. It hurts, but I think it's worth it. Second card. Troll Crusher. Yikes. 3/4 taunt, which means at the end of the alliance phases must be engaged. Okay. Gonna have to play something that can stack up against that. Huh. Okay, these are not great. I do also have to reinforce 2. So all the minions are up and running with 1 and rotate the portal. So the board is already kind of out of control, but the next step of the portal is 0 reinforcements, 0 horde card draws. So I have kind of 2 turns to handle this. Just kind of minimize my castle damage in the process. So my choices here kind of come down to, do I spend 4 mana on Master of the Forge, which is a 3/5, and when I play it, I can discard a card to draw a card. That might be pretty good. And but that would be that'd be all my mana. Or I could play one of these 3 costs and have a mana left to probably draw a card. So if I was going to play a 3 cost like Mantis Shadow, I'd probably put it at the Frost Giant to trade and have to move the Scrap Tinkerer over to the Troll Crusher to satisfy its taunt, but it would get run over. So I don't think I like that play. Well, I might have to feed the Scrap Tinkerer to that regardless, because if I play the Master of the Forge, which I really like how a 3/5 stacks up against the 3/3 Frost Giant, that leaves my Scrap Tinkerer in the same situation of having to get crushed by the Crusher. I think that's the play, though. I think that this is very good just for how its stats match up against the Frost Giant, so I'll play the Master of the Forge there. On play, I may discard a card to draw a card. I have 2 of these Mantis Shadows. I will discard 1 to draw a card. It's another Kurumo's Judgment, which becomes free if I take some more castle damage, which the skeletons are still marching through, so that could be really good. Okay, I'm going to have to move the Scrap Tinkerer to satisfy the taunt, and nothing to be done about those skeleton tokens, kind of brutally. And the minions are all going to pillage me too. Okay, a little bit of a rough turn, but like I said, next turn can be a big kind of rebound, because I wonder if the Master of the Forge should be played over here and deal with a minion. Let the Frost Giant hit me for a turn. No, I'll stick with this. Let's just get it off the table. Okay, so going to the Treachery phase, Revenant Cavalry is going to give an attack to the Troll Crusher. That was going to kill this Tinkerer anyway, so I don't mind that. I think that that's something that, as I've been getting better at this game, I've been playing around more, is the likelihood of the Treacheries buffing the attack of the left and rightmost monsters. It's very, 40% chance that the leftmost monster will get buffed, 40% chance the rightmost monster will get buffed. Something like that, worth playing around by putting opposition, by engaging them with things that don't care about that buff, like I did here. Okay, so Skeleton hits the castle. Skeleton hits the castle. Frost Giant 3/3 dies to Master of the Forge, dealing it 3 damage and drawing me a card. And the Troll Crusher is dealing 4 damage to Scrap Tinkerer, killing it, but taking 2 damage back. And we'll just get rid of its temporary attack. Pillage is all 4, annoyingly. Minions pillaging 1 time each. Okay, oh, there went another, I think maybe my other copy of Punisher's Blade, so we'll have to find a way to win this without that. That's a shame, because I think that's an excellent card. Okay. Then I am readying everything and going to the top of the round, gaining 4 mana, summoning cards and reinforcing, but it's 0 and 0, so that's good. And then it is my turn. So Kurumo's Judgment is not quite free yet. All I can really do is probably just play 1 ally again. So this is now a 3-2, essentially. 3-4 with 2 damage on it. The Troll Crusher, that is. So another Scrap Tinkerer matches up decently against it. It won't die, at least. Unless the Treachery buffs it, which is perfectly likely. Okay, before I commit to that, I think this time I'm going to spend a mana to draw a card with my castle. Like I said, it's just been a challenge with this deck to get enough card draw, so I think I've got to be doing that more often. This card I drew is kind of excellent here. Storm Runner, it's a 0/1, but it exhausts to assault 1, and when the portal or outsider takes damage, it gets +1 attack, +1 temporary attack and armor. This could take out the Troll Crusher. Huh. What would I use the rest of my mana on? Anything? I could just save it. I do have a 5 cost. I could play next turn. Let's try that. I think that this is kind of cool. Let's try. Okay, so spending 1 mana on the Storm Runner. It's going to exhaust to assault 1. That deals 1 damage straight to the portal, and because the portal took damage, it's going to get an attack and an armor. It is this armor. Temporary armor. This armor is not going to have it survive against the Troll Crusher, but when it gets buffed a second time, it will fight back and kill the Troll Crusher. Okay, and then I think here's what I'm going to do with the Master of the Forge. I'm going to exhaust it to pull in the Zephyllite minions, but then I will go ahead and spend a mana to play Kurumo's Judgment, dealing 1 damage to 2 monsters again. And it's going to be these minions and a skeleton. So I draw a card from the minions. So that both reduced the pillage for the round and made it so that this Master of the Forge is going to hit the portal, adding a second attack to the Storm Runner, which will kill the Troll Crusher. That's the plan. I think it'll work, unless... I know that there are treacheries in here that reduce the attack of my allies, and that would be worst case scenario here. So, fingers crossed. Gonna go to... actually... this is interesting. Let's do this. I wonder if this will work. If the Troll Crusher gets its attack buffed again, I think the Storm Runner still dies. But this has the potential to save it. I'm going to play Boots of Flash. It's a 0-cost attachment that says, on play, ready the attached ally. And the attached ally gains exhausts to move it to a free lane, which can be done in the Treachery phase. It won't be able to leave because of Taunt, but... Oh, weird. Oh, wait. Huh. So, Taunt means at the end of the Alliance phase this must be engaged, which actually means the Storm Runner can engage this and then bail. That's really interesting. So the question now is, do I exhaust it? Because the other thing what I was going to do is exhaust it to Assault 1, which is going to give it another attack and another armor. And then when the Master of the Forge now hits the portal, it's going to get another attack and armor and actually survive the Troll Crusher as long as it doesn't get buffed. But if it did get buffed, it would be cool to be able to just get it out of the way. Have it come engage the skeleton instead. So which one do I want to do? I think I want the Troll Crusher dead. So I'm going to leave it here. I'm going to exhaust it to Assault 1. That's another damage to the portal. And another temporary attack and armor. And then we'll go to Treachery phase and see what happens. Okay, the Oni Horde buffs the leftmost monster. Skeleton token. That's fine. So, token's going to do 2 castle damage. I do have to start being wary of that, but I have not found that to be too much of an issue. Again, I say this with experience, like I've not lost every time I've tried this, but still. Okay, so they did their castle damage. Here, Master of the Forge is going to deal 3 to the portal, and that's going to put another attack and armor on the Stormrunner. Hell yeah. And then the Troll Crushers, 3 damage is going to hit the 3 armor on the Stormrunner, and that's enough to kill the Troll Crusher. I think that worked out great. That was pretty clutch, and I could move those boots to something else with my castle next turn. Okay, we'll clear the temporary tokens. Moving on. Oh, getting pillaged for 3. Wow, I'm gonna have so few attachments. I've seen so many go by in the pillage. Okay, top of the round. So it's gonna be 1 card, 0 reinforcements this turn. I don't want to kill the portal. I really don't. So I'm trying to decide what to do with this Stormrunner. Okay, for now, let me gain my mana. I am drawing 1 Horde card. It is a Forest Yeti. On play, the outsider or the portal gains 4. Well, that helps me not destroy the portal. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's a 2/4. Okay. This Demon Daimyo, which is a 3/5 that has Heroic X, where X is the damage on it. So it's going to gain attack equal to the damage on it, and it has Trample. That's a decent matchup against this Forest Yeti. It won't kill it in 1 turn, but it'll kill it in 2 turns, then trample over it. Let me spin this. Okay. Yeah, so I don't want to kill it this turn because I want to do this I want to do this weak portal turn, but I want to kill it next turn. So this running into the Forest Yeti and then the next turn trampling over it is perfect. I think that's kind of dealt with. That costs all of my mana, though. So with that, I think that these 2 should mainly... Well, so the Master Forge is going to engage the Onakai minions. The Stormrunner. I guess it just... I wish I had an attachment in hand or something that could give it an attack. It can gain an attack when it assaults, but I would love it to engage a minion and survive that. I don't see a way to do it. So it will assault 1, and next turn, and then it's going to gain 1 and 1. And then it should end up doing 1 more damage to the portal, which, sure, I'm fine with chipping away at the portal. Okay, go into Treachery phase. It's a Shade Hunter, which is an epic monster I'm happy to see go by as a Treachery card. It's going to buff these minions. That's not great, because that means they're going to finish off the Master of the Forge. But it is what it is. Skeleton Token hits me for 1. Castle's at 10. Forest Yeti is going to deal 2 to the Demon Daimyo, and that's... I don't think it's heroic counts yet here. It's going to do 3 to the Forest Yeti. And then the Onakai minions deal 2 to the Master of the Forge, killing it, but it does defeat them, drawing me a card. And I'm going to get pillaged for 2. Ah, there was Kitschy. I love that card, but also I think that card was really good with the attack buff attachment, which has been pillaged away. So, no use crying over spilt milk, I think. And then here, the Stormrunner does 1 damage to the portal, and that causes it to get +1/+1, but it doesn't matter. We're about to clear these. I'm going to get pillaged for 2. The pillage is adding up. I've really got to control those minions. Okay. Alright, Horde phase. I will gain my 4 mana. I am just reinforcing 1. And it's the Alliance phase. This rotates. Okay, so this is the turn that I want to kill the portal because it is at... it has a 2/2 turn coming at me. As far as my hand, again, I just have all these 3 costs allies, so I guess I'm going to play 1. So the Daimyo is gonna trample over and basically kill the portal, huh? Yeah, it will deal. It's a 5/5 right now with its heroic, and at 4 will trample over the Yeti. So the only thing I have to worry about is like a treachery healing the portal. So why don't I go ahead and yeah, I wish that I could use this exhaust to assault 1 and then engage a minion with this, but it's basically going to plink away at the portal. It might even plink away at the next portal. And I will play an ally to definitely engage a minion. I think it's going to be a Mantis Shadow. And this says on play, look at the top card of the Horde deck, you may discard it. It is Revenant Archers. That is just going to buff the leftmost monster's attack rather. I think that that's fine. I'll take a little more castle damage, but I'm building up a board state that I hopefully can make it so I don't take any more of that. Alright, Mantis Shadow is going to pull in the Onakai minions, and I'm going to the Treachery phase, so that is a buff to the skeleton minions, and then they are going to deal 2 to the castle. Here the Forest Yeti is going to deal 2 to the Demon Daimyo, but it's going to do 5 back. 4 will trample over the Forest Yeti, killing it, drawing me a card. More. Oh, shit. That Demon Daimyo with 4 damage on it, so it currently has Heroic 4. I just drew Staunch Momentum, that card I mulliganed away earlier. It says each ally with Heroic gains X armor, where X is their heroic value. And that's not temporary armor. That's incredible. I think making this have 4 armor is well worth that 3 mana. But anyway, we will get to that. The Onakai minions are going to deal 1 damage to the Mantis Shadow and die, drawing me a card. And, oh, I'm sorry. I got ahead of myself. Let me back up slightly. Because the trample from the Daimyo took out the portal. So we're going to stage 2 portal. It's going to be 2/2 next turn, 6 mana per turn, 8 health. And when it's destroyed, I can rebuild 4, which I've been getting pillaged a decent amount, so that might be pretty useful. And then the Stormrunner is going to... Oh, Stormrunner got buffed when that trample damage hit the portal. So then, so now let me... Sorry, the other thing I need to do, first portal was destroyed, put the Death Dealer into the Outsider pile. We'll talk about what that is when it appears shortly. And then, okay, Onakai minions die to the Mantis Shadow, drawing me that card. Stormrunner is going to hit the new portal for 2. I get pillaged for 2. I've really gotta slow that down. And the temporary tokens will go away. I just can't believe that skeleton is still out there from the beginning of the game. I am going to... Let's see, yeah, that's everything. Okay. I'm going to gain 6 mana this turn, putting me at 7 mana. That's nice. And then we're going 2 and 2 and the Outsider. So, first Horde card. Stormcaller. This is the card I was... worried about. On play, 2 different allies get -1 attack. It should probably be these 2 because the Stormrunner, if it has -1 attack, it's just completely useless because then even the buffing itself would just break even, right? So I gotta put it on these 2, I guess. I want the Stormrunner to have a way to be useful. And then second card is Shadehounds, an undead monster. It says on fight, if Shadehounds are engaged and the rightmost lane is free, move them there. So they run over here and try to hit the castle. It's a 4/4. Yikes. Okay. If they're engaged and the rightmost lane is free, so I'm gonna probably just want something in the rightmost lane waiting for them. Okay, then 2 reinforcements is gonna bring annoyingly all the minions back up to 1 health each. And the... Oh, wait. Maybe one of these is... Well, let's see. So, the Death Dealer. Stage 1. It's a 2-stage Outsider. It has the persistent ability, after the Death Dealer destroys an ally or a monster, summon a skeleton token. And and then it says, on play, destroy the weakest monster. The Death Dealer gains attack and health equal respectively to the attack and health values of the destroyed monster. So it is going to destroy the skeleton token, because that's the weakest monster, which is actually like fine. Otherwise it would have gotten 2/4, which would make it a pretty big boy. So it's going to gain an attack and a health. And then when it destroys a monster, it summons a skeleton token. So skeleton's back. Okay. Okay, so it's a 6/6 death dealer. The next one's a 5/7, but doesn't increase, so it's just a 5/7. It does have another big splashy effect when it enters play, but, you know, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. We do have to rotate the portal. 1/1 coming our way next round, which makes it also a pretty good time to destroy it, if I could, and get those cards rebuilt. We will see. Okay, with 7 mana, I have an armored tower. This is a tower that says exhaust, pay 1 mana or deal 2 to the castle to put a health on armored tower, and then exhaust and remove a health to deal 1 damage to up to 2 different monsters. This is an incredible minion manager, as long as they sit there at 1 health, because this doesn't target frontline monsters. This can just pop 2 minions from the back line. Really good. The question is just where would it go? Probably in that slot. And then I have 3 cost Staunch Momentum, 3 cost Scrap Tinkerer, 3 cost Mantis Shadow. So I can basically play 2 3-costers and keep my castle health up by spending the mana to charge up Armored Tower. That seems pretty good. One of those should be Staunch Momentum. I want 4 armor on my Demon Daimyo. So I think I play that now. I don't have any other heroic cards in hand, so there's no reason to like hold off on this. And I don't think I'm spending a mana to draw a card this turn. So I should have moved the boots to something, because the Stormrunner is not going anywhere. Okay, so anyway, Staunch Momentum. 1, 2, 3. Each ally with heroic gains armor equal to its heroic value. That is 4 armor on my Demon Daimyo, which I don't think I've ever had a 4 armor ally. That's pretty incredible. So it's at 3 base attack. Heroic 4 puts it at 7. -1 attack puts it at 6. It's a 6, 1 remaining health, but 4 armor card. It's pretty amazing. So I think what it does, this has taunt. So the Stormcaller, I'm going to have to make sure it's engaged. But I think this Demon Daimyo is perfect to deal with the Shade Hounds by moving to the right. And then when it tries to move to the right, it is going, and I assume when it says then the rightmost lane is free, that means just its spot in the rightmost lane. It will move here, run into my 4 armor monster, and it'll just get trampled over. And that will deal with the Shade Hounds. The Stormcaller does need to be engaged. And the Shade Hounds need to be engaged for their fight to trigger. Okay, so... What am I playing? That skeleton token is just going to sit there forever at this rate hitting me. I need to deal with some minions too. Oof. This is tough. Let's see. So the Demon Daimyo has 6. The Shade Hounds have 4, so it's going to trample over. If I want to destroy this portal, which I think I would like to do, it is going to trample over for 2. Stormrunner can assault for 1. Then I need 3. So if Mantis Shadow... Well, Mantis Shadow is only doing 2 damage. Alright. I think I just play a fresh Mantis Shadow into this Stormcaller. It's a 3/3. Oh, it lets me look at the top card of the Horde deck. I may discard it. That's a Cave Yeti. That's the Renegade Epic Monster that's in here because it's level 3. It does a 2 attack damage buff as a Treachery. So I think I will discard it, because they really don't get worse than that. Oh, okay. I just wish that I could get some minions managed here, and I don't know how to do it. Because all I have mana left for is this Armored Tower. And then I'm going to, or zero, but I'm going to exhaust it and spend a mana to put this on it, and that can help me manage minions next turn. But the minions are the big problem. Stormrunner is just going to be a tank, is going to die to the Death Dealer right now. I'm going to go ahead and exhaust it to Assault 1, which will give it 1 and 1. And I will go ahead... Well, I will use my castle in the treachery phase to decide where the boots go, I guess. Okay, so, treachery. Troll trackers, we're buffing the rightmost monster. That's the death dealer. It doesn't have trample, so that's fine. And then I will move the boots. So I want the Shadehounds to be engaged when they try to fight. So I don't want to move them into Shadow. Is there anything that I want to move this turn? I could... Actually, yes. I think now is the time to let the taunt minion just hit me for a little bit of castle damage and get the freaking skeletons out of my way. So I'm going to equip the Boots of Flash to Manta Shadow, and Boots of Flash have a Treachery Phase exhaust ability. Move it to a free lane. I'm going to move it there. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's worth it, because I was going to take one from the skeleton anyway, so one more to keep the Manta Shadow health higher and finally get that skeleton off the table. Well worth, well worth. Okay, that was one of the best plays I think I've made with the Xeno of Kano Castle. Actually, it's one that I have not found broadly applicable, but I think that was a good moment right there. Okay, going down the line. Skeleton token deals 1 damage to the Manta Shadow and dies. Stormcaller deals 2 to the castle. It's at 6. Shadehound's fight ability is going to move them to the rightmost lane, and then the Manta Shadow is going to hit the portal for 3. Oh, sorry, for 2. Oh no! Did that throw off my math? Is this not going to trample over for enough? I think I'm not destroying the portal this turn. That's okay. That wasn't critical. But I did damage the portal, so I am adding an attack and an armor to the Stormrunner. And now when it fights the Death Dealer, it's going to die horribly, but it has 2 damage, so it's going to remove the plus health and put a damage onto the Death Dealer. On its way out. That did a lot of work for a 1-cost ally. That was pretty amazing. Okay, and then the Shadehounds, their 4 damage is going to bounce off the 4 armor of the Demon Daimyo. It's attacking back for 6, killing the Shadehounds, drawing me a card, and trampling 2 to the portal. So the portal's at 1. Damn, so if I had an assault card, I could just finish it off in the alliance phase, but oh well. It's actually fine. Next turn is a good time to kill this, because it's 1-1, and then it would get worse, 2-1 on the next portal step, but if I kill it, it stays at 1-1. That seems pretty alright, actually. Okay. Pillage. I get pillaged a lot. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I could really... Jeez, I'm down to 7 cards. I could really use that rebuild from destroying the portal, and also I just need to manage these minions. So at the end of the turn, I will just refresh this armor. Remove temporary tokens, and go to the top of the round. Okay. Gaining 6 mana. Summoning 1 card from the Horde deck. Remnant Marksman. When this is destroyed, summon 2 skeleton tokens. Cool, cool. Alright, skeletons are back. They were not gone for long. I do want to be careful here, because the next Death Dealer stage destroys all non-epic monsters and draws a Horde card from the deck for each one. So if there's a bunch of skeletons out, it turns them into full-on Horde, which is not good. So probably I don't want that to happen. I don't know what that means I should do. Actually, if I destroy this... It's interesting. So if the tokens can't... If there's not room for them... This is what I'm saying. If there's not room for them... let me finish the alliance, or the Horde phase. I'm realizing. I need to reinforce a minion. So, Radamel. It's at 2. I think I'm good now. Okay, so... If there's not room for the skeletons, I don't think... And I checked the rules on another playthrough. I didn't see anything that talks about a token spawning going into the outsider pile if there's not room, which is what Horde cards do. So if I can just fill this board up, then skeletons can't all summon when that gets destroyed. That seems kind of cool. Okay. I badly need to get rid of some minions, though. Well, except I kind of wanted to And let me rotate this. I kind of wanted to, what am I saying? Have the board full of minions. Well, that's tough with this armored tower where I can't fight. Okay. So I also need to obviously have something up against a Death Dealer, ideally with 4 attack so that it dies. And the Stormcaller has taunt, so something needs to be engaging it. The Revenant Marksman I could just let hit me, and then the Death Dealer would destroy that and turn it into a new Horde card instead of 2 skeletons. That might be better. So maybe the Mantis Shadow comes over to... Well, that's only good if I kill the Death Dealer. Alright, let me keep thinking about this. I just need the... Even though I'm low on cards, I need the card draw. So I'm going to use the Armored Tower to deal 1 damage to up to 2 different monsters. Oh. This is a way that my Death Dealer could be taken out by a 3. I can move Mantis Shadow in front of it here. Just to kill 1 minion this way and put 1 damage on the Death Dealer. But if I do that, will I get pillaged to hell? I think so. Well, so let's see. Let me think this through. I'm definitely going to pull in minions with the Demon Daimyo because that's going to easily kill them and trample over them. That seems great. If I were to move, say, the... oh, wait, this Mantis Shadow... Oh, yeah. So, like, if this Mantis Shadow moves in front of the Death Dealer, that's 3 out of the 4 to kill it. So, we're dealing 1 damage to it with the Armored Tower. Let me back up since I haven't actually done that yet. That would make it die. And I think I want to kill it. I want to get this... I don't have enough deck left to drag this out. So that would be great. And that would leave... The Mantis Shadow could pull a minion in, so I'd get pillaged for 2. I mean, if I'm destroying the portal and rebuilding 4, I guess that's manageable. Okay, let's do it. We'll fire the cannons from the Armored Tower. Knocking out the Zephylite minions, I will draw the card. I haven't spent my mana yet, I need something good. It is pretty good, actually. And the second target of the Armored Tower will be the Death Dealer. Okay. The Mantis Shadow in front of the Revenant Marksman is going to move in front of the Death Dealer. So that should, if all goes well, kill stage 1 of the Death Dealer. Stormcaller has to be engaged. Revenant Marksman, I think I want the new Death Dealer to destroy it. That will cause more skeleton tokens at that time. Jeez. Oh, shit. I'm sorry. I just realized something also. The Death Dealer summons a skeleton when it destroys an ally also. So when it destroyed my Stormrunner last turn, it should have summoned a skeleton. So I will just put that here. We will call that... I think that the positioning of the Revenant Marksman might have been different. Maybe not even. Maybe that's where I would have gone. So anyway, that's okay. I don't think that makes a huge difference in the outcome of this game. All right. This... I'm so low on cards, but do I want to draw one with my castle? A Kurumo's Judgment would be pretty great if there's any left in my deck. I have 6 mana, huh? I don't like this Shrine of Kurumo very much at this point. It lets me search the top 6 cards of my deck for an attachment and draw it. I don't even know if there's attachments left in my deck. I watch a lot of them get pillaged away. So I'll go ahead and play for 4 the Master of the Forge. On play, I can discard a card to draw a card. So, yep. Tempting fate. That card draw. Oh, it's an attachment. Chrysalis Salet, which can be can give an +1 armor to a ally. That's pretty good. And since I can move that around, can be very cool. It's not going to matter here. It doesn't matter much here. So I would probably just put it on the Master of the Forge. I guess I will. Just to spend my mana. Chrysalis Salet gives Master of the Forge +1 armor. The card says it can only be played on... Oh, it can only be attached to an ally without armor. Oh, you know, I think in some of my previous games I've read that as it can only be played onto one, but then I could move it to one with armor if I wanted to. I guess that's not the case. So, okay. It will only stay on unarmored allies. In this case, I think that's fine because I don't need to add a 5th armor to my daimyo. I don't think. Okay, so that matches up. It's not gonna beat the Stormcaller. But I don't know what to do about that. I'm gonna get pillaged for 2. Should be alright. Okay, I'm gonna go to the treachery phase. Here goes nothing. Shade Havocs. Ouch! So this is another epic monster. It's interesting, I didn't draw any of them properly, but they did both come up in the treachery phase. This is going to double buff the Revenant Marksman. That is going to hurt my castle, like a lot. Because now they're going to hit for 4. I have 2 castle hit points left. Stormcaller is going to deal 2 damage to the Master of the Forge. 1 hits the armor, and it will do 3 damage back. So Stormcaller is almost dead. Skeleton Token will deal 1 damage to the Manta Shadow, which will kill it. Death Dealer is dealing 6 to the Manta Shadow, definitely killing it. Oh, I should move the boots. I could have done this in the treachery phase. Use my castle to move the boots probably to this demon daimyo, which might be, just it being my biggest, baddest thing, might be pretty clutch being able to move it in the treachery phase. Okay, but it's going to trade with the Death Dealer. So I don't see a way that I win this game if I have 1 card in my hand. So I'm going to draw the card from defeating the Death Dealer. Stage 2 goes in the outsider pile. That's what happened here. And then down here, the Radimal minions deal 2 to Demon Daimyo, who does 6 to them, trampling 4 over, destroying the portal. Alright, so it destroys the minions. Because I'm rebuilding right now, I will draw this card. It's not great. But I've trampled over, I've killed the portal, so that's destroyed. The stage 3 portal comes in. It's going to have 10 health. And the stage 2 portal said destroyed, rebuild 4, and you may draw 1 card. So I'm going to rebuild 4. Oh, this is kind of big. That I can choose what I rebuild here, and I'm going to be likely to draw it. So let me take some more of these Kurumo's Judgments back, I think. Whether it's dealing a little bit of damage to the outsider or to minions, I think that's going to be really clutch. I think I'm taking 2 copies of that. Maybe Hogosai, because I will have a lot of mana, and that's a 7 cost. And then a Punisher Blade? Something like that. Yeah, this Manta Shadow is very dead, by the way. Okay. Alright, I think I'll do that. See how that goes for me. And I may draw 1 card. If I do, then those things I just added... Well, no, they won't be pillaged just yet. They'll be closer. Okay, I'll draw the card. Oh, it's not bad. It's an ally. Okay. I think that's that. So, end of the round. Oh, pillage. I get pillaged for 2. Oh, there goes my Horde Crusher. I think this is the worst card in the deck, to be honest. This is one of the rare cards in the deck. It's a 10 cost, 8/8 Trample Heroic 2. I have never once played it. Never ever. I've never had 10 mana and this card at the same time. I've played this deck now like 5 times. I think this card sucks. So, great to see it pillaged. If I ever fool around with deck building, that would be out of here. Okay, so let's get rid of temporary tokens. That marksman, I cannot let hit. I can't let anything hit the castle here. Everything's readied. Okay. Top of the round. I will gain 6 mana still from this portal. The portal is going to do 1/1, so 1 card is Suppression Fire. This is an attachment. Oh boy, minions are firing up. Radimal minions gain 2 health. Zephylite minions gain 1 health. Summon 1 skeleton token. Oh boy. and attach this to the strongest minion. So that's going to be the Radwell minions. And then this monster says fight to deal 2 damage to the ally engaged with the attached monster. Okay, so these Radwell minions now, when they fight, they deal 2 damage before the actual strikes. Okay, and now I have to reinforce one. So that's going to be Yetnar minions get a second. And now the Death Dealer, this will rotate. This might be the last round of the game. I think I see a route to ending it, for better or for worse, so let's see. The Death Dealer. After the Death Dealer destroys an ally or monster, summon a skeleton token. So that is the same. And then this says play, destroy all non-epic monsters. Summon a horde card for each monster destroyed this way. Okay, so it's only just occurring to me for the first time that this... okay. Never mind. I was going to say this destroys the minions, but they're epic. They're epic monsters. Even though they're the piddly little bugs and stuff. They are epic monsters, so this doesn't bother them. So, it is going to destroy all 3 of these, including that skeleton token that just got to the party. So it's going to draw 3 horde cards. So really, I feel like whether this is going to be a winnable game depends on these draws. Let's see what happens. Shade Coven. It's a 3/2. After a neighbor of Shade Coven is destroyed, it gains a hit point. Prevent half the damage dealt to it, rounded up. That's fine. I just have to block it from hitting the castle. Second card. Snowblind. It's a spell. On play, Zephylite minions get +3, and the 2 strongest allies get -1 attack. That's pretty rough. That's going to be the Demon Daimyo, who's now a little further away from just being able to kill the Death Dealer, and the Master of the Forge. But it's a spell. It's not sitting on the board. And one more. Snipers. Oh, the minions are going out of control here. I'm not sure I've got this. This says Onakai minions gain 3. Snipers deal 2 damage to the ally with the most damage. So this is interesting. And it says if no allies deal damage, it deals 3 damage, or half damage, snipers deal 3 to the castle instead. Thankfully, that's not happening. The most damage is on the Demon Daimyo, and snipers dealing 2 damage to it are just going to hit its armor. So that was not that bad. Okay, so this is it. This is the board state. That's not terrible. Just the Shade Coven and the Death Dealer itself, and I have to pull in enough minions that I don't get pillaged for 4 at the end of the round. So I gotta pull in 3 minions. Jeez. Or deal damage to them. Okay. Okay, well, I have 7 mana and two allies I could play, but also, oops, I didn't ready my castle. Also, if I draw a card, I know these 4 cards because I've just rebuilt them. That is a Kurumo's Judgment. Oh, I think my route to victory was playing 2 Kurumo's Judgments so that this Demon Daimyo deals 5 because it now has -2. They would both have to hit the Death Dealer. That said, I can't do that, so that's not great. It's not great. I might have to survive 2 rounds. I don't think I can kill it in 1 round. Which is terrible. Is there any way that I can draw 2 cards here? I don't see it. Oh no. Okay. So, how do I play the long game here and not lose? Oh boy. Okay. Well, so these 4 health minions are both going to have trample, and my castle's so in such bad shape that that's awful. Let me think about this. I think I definitely want to do a lot of damage to the Death Dealer. And so the Demon Daimyo is going to have to move in front of it, because I've got to kill it in 2 turns. Like, that would be... Yeah, I don't want to put myself in a position where I'm not even within 2 rounds. Okay, so it'll die, but it will deal 5 damage out of 7 to the Death Dealer. And when I do draw those Kurumo's Judgments, they can finish it off if that's what I want to do. Why don't I spend 1 mana on Dragonfly Shadow? It's a 2/1. It can exhaust to assault 1, and it takes a damage. So unless it had armor, that would just be suicidal. But what it can do is bring in a 2 health minion. and it will trade really favorably with it and stop that from pillaging. So that's great. I think in order to not lose, let's master the forge to have its armor up, right? Okay. So this can take a minion. It has enough health and armor that it won't get trampled over. So this can pull in the Zephalites. I need to pull in these ones, and I also need to have them not trample in and kill the castle. So here's what I think I have to do. I move this Mantis Shadow over to the Shade Coven. It's just a chump blocker. It's not going to kill the Shade Coven. And I play 1, 2, 3, 4. I am a Bushido, which is a 3/4 heroic 2. And so this can pull in the Onakai minions. And it will block all the damage at least. So currently I'm taking no damage. Nothing that the Treachery cards could buff has trample. So I don't think I'm taking any castle damage. Currently 2 minion pillage happening. What can I do about that? It seems worth, because I'm going to mill those Kurumo's judgments that I feel like are so important. I'm going to spend a mana with my castle to draw one. I'm just going to play it right now. It's free because my castle's at less than 10 health. Deal damage to 2 different monsters. Oh, in the front line. Shoot, so that doesn't help with the Radamils. Okay. I've got to do one to the Death Dealer. And then I can spend my other mana on the Armored Tower, and that next turn can just kill the Death Dealer. And then I just have to manage minions. Okay, there's a route here. So the other one will probably just go to the Onakai minions, and that way they don't kill my Bushido. Yeah? Okay. And they'll be defeated. I won't have to manage them next turn. Spending my last mana to put a health onto the Armored Tower so that next time it can deal 1 damage to 2 different monsters. I have 3 cards. Unless anything goes crazy with Treachery, I'm not going to get pillaged to death. Maybe I can do this? Maybe? Next turn is a 2-1 Horde phase. I'm not happy about that, but... Alright, I think that's it. I've done what I can do. My hand is just a Scrap Tinkerer and an Armored Tower. There's nowhere to put that Armored Tower. So, let's do this. Let's go to Treachery. Oni Champion. It's just going to buff 1 attack to the Yetnar minions. That's fine. Okay. Shade Coven. Takes half damage from the Mantis Shadow. It's dealing 2, so that gets halved to 1. And the Mantis Shadow dies. The Zephalites minions deal 4 to the Master of the Forge, which will hit armor and deal 3, but it has 5 hit points, so it's okay. It's dealing 2 back, so at least these minions have shrunk. The Onakai minion, 3 damage, will hit the Bushido, but it will kill them. I'm not going to draw the card. Definitely not. The Death Dealer does 5, which will kill the Demon Daimyo, but... with its 3 plus 4 minus 2, it's dealing 5 back. Death Dealer is at 1 health. Armored Tower Lane does nothing. Yetnar minions trade with the Dragon Shadow. It's a 3-2 versus 2-1. That's a good trade. They're defeated, but I do not want to draw the card. Okay. Pillage phase. 2 of my remaining 3 cards. I have to have a flawless final round, but this is winnable. This is just barely winnable, depending on this Horde phase. So let's just... this Demon Daimyo was very defeated, and I had used my castle earlier, so I couldn't move those boots. That is fine. These are dead. Ready, everything. Okay. Horde phase, gain mana. 6 mana. Oh, that's a timer I set to... Don't worry about it. Okay, summon cards from the Horde deck. That's 2. We have Deep Stalker. Oh, come on! Deep Stalker is a renegade monster that says play. Deep Stalker deals 2 damage to the castle. Boop. 0. Exact lethal. What was the next card going to be? Deep Howlers. On fight, if these are not engaged, they deal 3 to the castle. I probably could have engaged these. That would probably would have been fine. Wow, this armored tower was going to take out the Death Dealer and like one of the minion reinforcements. And then I just had to survive. I just had to control the board. I think this was doable, but I drew the wrong horde card. I was afraid of it. I knew that there were those effects in here. Brutal. What a heartbreaker. That was the closest I've come. This game is hard. I really like playing on level 3 because those epic monsters are like so interesting and do the big splashy kind of boss-like effects outside of the outsiders. That was not intended. I really want to keep playing at level 3, but man, it's a struggle. Okay, well, I am going to put my mark of failure here at Kurumo Artificers versus Undead. Oops, there's tokens under here. I don't want it to be uneven. I'm just going to put a circle there, meaning attempted, not completed. This says write the level you won against, but I'm just making level 3. Unless I get too frustrated with it later down the road and move down, level 3 is just going to be the level that I play at, I think. Man. I'm crushed. I'm crushed. If something had gone a little bit better, or maybe if I had made a different decision, I don't know, it's hard to say. If I'd taken a little bit less of that plinking damage from the skeletons at the beginning. My guess, when a game is this close, even though I feel like, oh, I could have just won if my luck was better, I also probably could have won if I had done something differently. So I'll have to reflect on that a little bit. I'm not sure what I should have changed, but man, that is a heartbreaker. Well, thank you for watching, having your heart broken with me. Appreciate you watching. Hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel would be a big help. Optimal Play doesn't have a Patreon or anything. That is the only way to help support the channel if you enjoy the videos, and to let me know that you enjoy Skytear Horde and would like me to make more of it. More videos, not make more of the game. That's not me. It's someone else's job. Yeah, we have all sorts, if you're new to Optimal Play, we have all sorts of playthroughs. It's not always me solo. A lot of the time, most of the time, it's me with friends. I just started an Aeons and Legacy campaign, a little 5 years too late, but still, I'm very excited to finally be getting to that and getting a video series up, so that's coming soon to the channel. So if you like co-op card games, we are probably your jam. We'd love to see you on more videos. Until then, be optimal.